Hey, what's up, guys? This is I'm in a wheelchair, and CuboneStudios finally back in my apartment to do more things. Before we started the
This
video,
is
oh, this is funny. Just the way he worded this and the way he said it. Why are you better looking than me? Uh, um, I, I don't know.
it's because of the freaking lighting.
It's the hair.
It's the not the hair, it's the lighting in the room.
You should have said, "Why are you better
Oh,
lit?
shut up.
Why are you better
Let's just
lit than me?"
get to the topic.
All right, so what is this? This is game time with I'm in a wheelchair, or
You already introduced us.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, but you know who we are. This is game time. So what are we gonna be discussing? A few things. The first thing we can talk about is, have games become too simple?
Yes.
Yes, they have. What are some examples of easy games, and what are some good examples of hard games? Well, a lot of the examples that we're going to use for hard games are, believe it or not, older retro games. And some of those games we actually did grow up on. So we're not going to go to, Pong or something crazy.
Yeah,
But
we're not that old, kids.
no, we're not that old, though. I'm 23, gonna be 24 this year. Donovan is 18.
Yeah,
Gonna be
18. I'm
19
18.
this year. So, there's not that much of an age gap between us. 5 years. But we share the same ideas. So, have games become too easy? Yes. And what we mean by that, I'm going to be going over more of the campaign aspect. He's going to be covering more of the multiplayer. I will be covering the multiplayer as well, but I play a lot more campaign games than multiplayer games. And in particular, like games like Halo, and BioShock, and stuff like that. So, um, let's give them examples of hard games first. Okay.
You want to give the first example?
Yeah, I'll give. We can both talk about this, as we both talk about it instantly. Mario. Mario, man. Mario's a good game.
Yahoo!
Mario's a great game, and it still stands to this day. It's
We're talking about.
What is that?
We're
What is
talking.
that word called? Like when it is well beyond its time. Like it stood the test. Oh, stood the test of time. Like it's
We're specifically talking about Super Mario Brothers. That's the one we're talking
yeah,
about.
Super Mario Bros. Like even on the Game Boy, or even like Super Nintendo, all that stuff. Nintendo 64.
That game was hard. That game was really hard.
Like I'll give you my opinion. I can't beat. I have not beaten to this day any Mario game to its fullest.
I beat Super Mario 3, but that took forever. Took forever to do that.
And the
Actually,
reason these games are hard, is not because they're just um, they're that hard. It's just they don't hold your hand, and they don't tell you everything
no,
in the
no,
game.
they don't.
They don't even give you a hint.
Have you guys ever seen Mario Frustration?
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Have you ever seen that?
We're gonna look that up for you and put the link in the description.
That
I'll
video
do
is,
that.
Yeah,
We'll do that.
That is just an example of how
Oh
frustrating that
man,
game can be.
and
Sometimes.
really, these games are still hard. I don't know about the Wii versions. Are they still? You played any Wii versions of Mario?
I've heard they're
I
good
haven't.
though. I've heard they're really good though, but I have not
So
played them.
yeah, these games, man, they're just hard, but they're good hard. They're not particularly frustrating to the point where you want to throw the controller.
Oh,
I
yes.
have,
Oh, yes, they are.
I have.
Yes, they are, Ryan.
Yeah, but they're not as bad as Dark Souls, which is an exception to the rule of. Okay, that's the exception to the rule of the
Dark
newer
Souls.
games, but we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that a little later. Another example is Mega Man. Mega Man is hard. These are all retro games, like old school games, man. Like this just goes to prove that either we're getting stupider. Stupider is not even a word. See, we're getting more dumb, Like not us really, because really, I mean, to me, I want games that are harder. They don't have to be Mario hard. They don't have to be Dark Souls hard. But come on, give us a death penalty of some sort. Um, like Mega Man was a good game. Sonic was a good game. Um, freaking just anything that was in the 90s or 80s even. That was good. Banjo Kazooie, Mario 64, Star Fox. Well, no, Star Fox is hard. Star Fox is hard. Yeah. But yeah, all these games are just so good at being hard, but like hard to a point where you felt satisfied with yourself when you beat it. Now, we'll get into the easy part now because we don't want to really beat the dead horse with this topic. Um,
Ha!
so what are that's
Speaking of being a dead horse,
wah, 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 wah.
a game that's so easy now to play is.
That 4-year-olds can do it. Dear Lord, I really hate beating this horse now.
Yeah, we're
It
beating
used-
a dead horse
It
here,
used
folks.
to be funny because, well, not funny, but obvious because I don't like the game personally anymore. Call of Duty. Yes, we said it.
No, he said it.
Well, I said it.
He's the one who said
But
it.
you brought it up.
I brought it up. I'm the one who thinks it's being a
You
dead horse.
bastard. You always bring this up.
But let me explain why this game.
Yeah,
has
you can
gotten
explain.
So
I've already
much-
been over this. I don't need to go over it.
Yeah.
You go over
Now
it.
hush. It's time for me. Time for Cubone here to
To
give
tell
you
you.
a couple of advice about Call of Duty.
Here,
Why
let's put
it's
you into the shop more.
just give
Yeah.
me this. Yeah.
Not all the way. My face is cut off.
Yeah. Let me explain to you people why Call of Duty has gotten so easy. When I've seen a 5-year-old play Black Ops
God.
easily and win, that's when it gets too easy. Okay.
Particularly for me, though, it's like I can't do it because I don't have the reflexes.
I understand for some people like Ryan, they can't really play Call of
Well,
Duty.
I have a right hand that's messed up too.
You see that right
I'm
hand?
not making this up.
Yeah, you see, this is not false.
This is
Look
part
out!
of my disability. This is why I can't, do the Twitch shooter type thing.
This is why he's left-handed.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
But yeah, more to the point.
they've made
Dude,
it.
if a 5-year-old can do it,
If a 5-year-old can do it, it's gotten too
you
easy.
gotta change your formula, gaming industry. I'm talking to
Specifically,
everyone.
you, Call of Duty.
I'm talking to everyone.
We don't mean
now.
get another developer. No, that is not the way to do it.
I'm gonna talk to every developer out there. Like seriously, especially us the older generation, I guess you would say, of gamers. I want a game that's challenging and to the newer games that are coming out, that have no death penalty. And what I mean by this is look at BioShock. Even BioShock 1. Great game. I didn't even die, I don't think, at all on normal. And when you do die, though, I didn't realize this because I never died. When you die, you respawn and go to a beta chamber. You lose half your health. And that's about it. And you go back and you kill all the people. Same thing with BioShock Infinite. But you lose money in BioShock Infinite, which is a good penalty, but kind of an annoyance because there are some exceptions to the rule, like as far as campaign goes. Halo has been pretty difficult throughout. Halo 4 was a little bit easier, but not really. When you die, you have to restart the checkpoint. And on Legendary, your checkpoints are fewer, so when you die, you have to redo a bunch of stuff. That's still true. Halo 2, oh my gosh. Halo 2, when you died on Legendary, it was all over. You had to restart the whole level. If you were doing co-op or whatever. Reach was insane. Oh my gosh, Reach. I could not stand how hard Reach was. The only reason though I beat Halo 4 on Legendary by myself I still don't think it took challenge and stuff. But I'm not gonna say I cheated because it was in the game. But I glitched through one of the levels. That was one of the harder levels.
Not me. Not me. I
But he
manned up
beat it
and
on
I
there.
manned up and went through it.
Hey, man, you do what you can on these games.
And for that, I will play us some awesome music.
So I mean, like Halo is an exception, and Dark Souls obviously is a very good exception. Um, you would go there. Um, hold on, I'll let this play out.
Oh, it's 3 minutes. Can you wait 3 minutes?
No, let's not wait 3 minutes. Actually, I want to get through some of this so we can move on to our next topic. Um, but yeah, I mean, Bioshock is a little too easy. There's no death penalty. There's no consequence for dying, and it's just like, okay, they take your money. Ooh.
And when they give you tips and hints how to go through the campaign, oh, that's just...
Like, okay, there are some games that need waypoints, okay, but every game. Oh, this is another good point, though. You remember when I told you about the overused game? I guess you would call it mechanic.
Or...
Health regeneration?
Oh.
Health regeneration. Oh, yeah, let's talk about that for a minute.
There's no
What
health
game-
generation in
okay.
Mario.
What game?
Even if you get hit with
Okay.
the pinky toe, you die.
Okay, so there's only one game that I think, or well, two games kind of, that just came out. Halo. Halo can use it. You wanna know why? Because it's in the lore, and it's not that easy, and it's not that simple. Because guess what happens when your health, gets low on your shields? You die. But in games like Call of Duty, there should be no health regeneration. Nope, sorry. You die, you die. You don't sit there in the corner. Like, you don't see people in real life. I'm sorry, but okay, I know that games aren't supposed to be this realistic, but if you're talking about a military shooter, if you're gonna die, if you're in war, you're not gonna go, oh wait, let me recharge my health.
We will never get anything
It's
done
like,
then.
oh, let me go hide for
You know what's
5
stupid?
minutes.
Some morons actually gonna think that's how thing is in the
Gosh.
military and actually would try it.
And oh my gosh, don't even get me started on Assassin's Creed starting to do it. Like in the older Assassin's Creeds, when you would get hit with your armor would get damaged, and you had to repair your armor, right? That was a great mechanic. Stop. Stop. That was a great mechanic, and they took it away in 3. And I believe maybe Revelations or Brotherhood. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I don't remember which one, but like in Assassin's Creed 3, there was health regeneration. Tomb Raider, health regeneration. Bioshock, health regeneration. Well, shield regeneration, but yeah. So I'm just like, stop trying to copy off of Halo. I feel like they're copying off of Halo.
What was the
Like,
other game
too
you said
much.
that should have it? You said Halo was supposed to have it.
Titanfall has it.
Titanfall.
But that's because the Titans have it, and that makes sense.
Well, the Titans have it, but not
Not the pilots.
the pilots.
Well, only if you have the stimulant thing on. But that's supposed to be there. But it's not to the point where it's like easy to regenerate your health. Like, I mean, it's so overused. Stop using it for games that don't need it. Tomb Raider didn't need it. Assassin's Creed doesn't need it. Call of Duty does not need it.
I don't think the Arkham games do use it, do they? The Batman Arkham games?
No, I mean, only Deathstroke does because that makes sense.
Deathstroke, besides Deathstroke.
See, because again, that makes sense because he has health regeneration. Like, stop using it! Ugh. I'm done with that. That's seriously kind of how agitated I am because it's so overused. Okay, but moving on. Next topic. Next topic. Alright. Are game stories, like their campaign stories, overrated? And what we mean by this is do people pay attention to the story, or is the story needed? This can be depending on which game you're playing. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Very.
so let me just go over this, and Donovan, you can cue in whenever.
Oh,
Um,
crap. We're 15 minutes in.
it's fine. I don't care about longer videos anymore. Um, but yeah, so a good example of a fine balance between the campaign and the multiplayer is one of them is Halo. Halo, I think, is known for both. Would you agree
Um,
or disagree? I would say both.
I think in the earlier games was more known for its story, then it went towards more multiplayer known.
Well, I know Halo 2.
It's got both.
Halo 2 is known for both, obviously. 3, I think from, okay, queuing off from 1, Halo 4, like, I'm not even going to beat that horse.
Another dead horse we're not gonna beat.
It's just, in my opinion, I think Halo 4 is known for both. But, whatever.
And over what?
Known for both, but whatever. Reach, I don't know. I don't know about Reach.
I think it was more story based.
Yeah, I think multiplayer was good.
Multiplayer was awesome. The multiplayer was amazing, but more known for its story.
Regardless of some of the armor abilities that we didn't like, but like Invasion was great,
Oh man, bring that back.
dude. If they brought that back and added stuff to it, like something awesome.
That's being talk about Halo again as being another dead horse. So
I mean, not really.
how many horses have we beaten, Ryan? How many horses?
But that's all negative.
How many animal? How much animal abuse have we done?
Animal abuse. I don't think we've done any animal abuse, but
What are you talking about? We kept beating
so-
up with that horse.
okay. So our game story is overrated, and the way IGN explained it, because I watched a video on this, IGN from GameScoop or whatever, is one of their podcasts. They said that the majority of the people that play campaign games, or just the campaign, do not recall the main story plot and could not tell you the entirety of the game. That is true for some people. That is true for some games. But games like, Bioshock, games like Halo, games like Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was good.
The Arkham games.
The Arkham game. Oh, that's a good point too, because those were really good. Arkham games. These games resonate because they are very well written, and they are very story driven. And without this,
Or just story in general.
just
multiplayer.
story in general or whatever. I think they can be very memorable, and you can recall almost everything in it. I mean, sure, you might not be able to remember everything in the game unless you play it enough to where you remember it. Like Halo 1, that was good. I played that a lot. Halo 2 is another one.
But then again, there are some games that
Don't need the campaign or don't need the multiplayer. One of those examples is Battlefield.
Battlefield doesn't need those.
Battlefield's
Why did they do
campaigns-
it anyway?
Battlefield's campaigns are necessary. They don't need to be there. Call of Duty, in my opinion, I don't think needs campaign anymore. They can just focus on the multiplayer. Newer game, since we don't have to beat a dead horse with this one, Titanfall.
Now, Titanfall doesn't even have a story.
No, it does have a campaign. I kind of explained this a little bit in my review that I tried to make.
Campaign.
It's basically just them talking on the screen while you're playing multiplayer. I can't tell you what's going on in that game. All I know is that there's a war, there's the IMC, which are the bad guys that are power hungry, and the militia that are the good guys. And that's all I can tell you. And there's these things called Titans that they built. That's it. I don't know anything else. They could have done so much with that story. But, hey, they gave us good multiplayer. So,
Here it is, a story.
they
And by the way, it's EA. What
Well-
did you expect from EA?
well, I don't know if EA really had anything to do with that.
No, I bet you they do. Why do you think Battlefield doesn't have a story in the first place? Because EA doesn't let them.
Is that for real now?
Speculation and rumors.
Well, anyway, yeah, so I don't think stories are overrated. I think stories should evolve and get better over time because of the technology we do have. I think games should be more cinematic, but also include gameplay, enough gameplay to be enjoyable. Like the Arkham games, for instance. Dude, those games. Okay, let me just tell you what these games did for me. I was not a huge Batman fan. Okay? Batman was good, and Batman is amazing.
He's Batman.
He's Batman, right? So we've all watched the Dark Knight trilogy, like just Christopher Nolan's trilogy of Batman, right? Those movies are great. That's also what affected me. But again, what also affected me were these games. It made me, uh, it sparked more interest in Batman for me while playing these games. Because one, you play as Batman, you are Batman in these games.
You are Batman.
And dude, the voice acting from the '90s, the nostalgia from that. Mark Hamill being the Joker,
The best
Kevin
Joker.
Conroy
The
being
best Joker. The
Batman.
best Batman.
Yeah, I really think he is the best Batman for at least the voice aspect of it and the acting. Just these games really were good, and regardless of what people think of Arkham Origins, I thought that was another good story. When he first meets the Joker, when he doesn't know who the Joker is, I thought that was a very good storyline.
I still need to finish playing the campaign again so I can do New Game Plus.
Oh, me too. That's why I felt like playing that game again. I don't have any on the other.
And where's our DLC? Where's our
That's
Praise
coming.
DLC?
That's coming in April. So.
I can't wait 2 days.
But real quick, I mean, the other thing for me, kind of personally, a little bit, is just reviewing games. And reviewing games, I don't like to do that number system anymore because it's so much work. And I mean, speaking of old games, like, when did we do reviews anyway? Like, what do the numbers mean? Does it mean that this game is this? Like, what does a 10 mean? Okay, perfect, cool. But are games really perfect? To your opinion, yeah. It's all opinionated. So, I don't know. I just don't like putting numbers on things anymore. And it's so much work and thought to put into a review now. And reviews, okay, turn that off for a second because I really do need to get into this. Think about, okay, the average review is like 5 minutes long. 5 to 10 minutes, okay?
And how long do you take? 15 to 30.
It's hard. You wanna say everything you need about the game. Our reviews, even though we gave it a score, are usually like 20 minutes long. Because we need to say everything we need to say about this game. Our Batman review is like 20 minutes long. My Dead Rising review is like 20 minutes long. So the way I do video game reviews now, which I will direct you to that, I did another video about it, is my Twitch. I live stream the game while I'm playing it and tell you what I think about it. And I say, will I recommend this game? Will I not recommend this game? Would I recommend this game to? What type of people would like this? Is the game good? Are the graphics good? Is the gameplay good? Is the story good? All this other stuff good. What do I like about the game? What do I not like about the game? Blah, 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 blah. So I just play the game, give you guys the gameplay content and the aspect of it. Kind of a walkthrough, kind of. But just not really putting a number on it. Just saying, I like this game, I don't like this game. So there you go. That's the way I'm doing reviews now. I don't think that reviews give it, at least normal reviews, give games justice. Because again, it's all based on opinion. And these are still based on opinion. But at least I'm not, restricted to give you a 5-minute review of something that should be more than 5 minutes. It should be 20 minutes. It should be an hour if you need to.
And we're, speaking of 20 minutes, another dead horse we're beating.
Stop being a dead horse, Donovan. I already told you this video is going to be longer. People watch this. It's not going to matter. I mean, what are we going to call this thing?
Game time with I'm in a wheelchair in CuboneStudios. What do you think?
Game time, but like, what's the title?
Being a dead horse with Mario music.
Beating dead horses. Dude, what if we just called it beating dead horses? Alright, I think that's time for us to like ski-diddle.
What's the time?
Not that time.
It's a quarter to 9.
Alright, this has been I'm in a Wheelchair, Cubone Studios. This has been game time, and please like, subscribe, and do all that stuff. And please check me out on Twitch.tv. I'm starting the live stream, and it's fun, great, and I love
There
it.
should be a link down there probably for that.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the description.
Oh, and by the way, while we leave, enjoy your music.